Welcome to General Biology with Lab. This is Dr. G. I wanted to take a moment to give you an orientation around the course so that you can get a general idea of its structure and what's required for each chapter each week. First of all, as you can see, I've created a Start Here course orientation module. And the fact that you found this video might mean that you've already found your way there. I recommend that you work through the Start Here module, paying attention to the specifics of each page so that you have all the background information that you need to be successful in the course. In this module, you'll also be set up with your digital text and resources, McGraw-Hill Connect. McGraw-Hill Connect is the platform on which our text is hosted, and it will also give you access to learning activities and assessments. I'll cover how these learning activities and assessments and exams are structured here shortly. You'll notice that the course has been divided into weekly modules, each module beginning with a to-do list and some chapter learning outcomes, and then there'll be a section of learning materials and 3 scaffolded assignments. It's important that you complete these assignments in order because they're built upon each other according to Bloom's taxonomy. When you first begin a module, it's good to look at the to-do list. When you click on the to-do list, you'll be able to see specifically what's been set out for each week and the day of the week that any of the deliverables are due. They're due at 11:59 p.m. on those days, but I recommend not waiting till the last minute just in case you run into any technological difficulties along the way. Next, we move into the learning outcomes. Learning outcomes are an outline of content that we'll be covering in each chapter, and they're a really great way for you to establish whether you have understood the content for that chapter and are prepared for an exam. They make a lot more sense to use actually after you've completed the assignments. They're all measurable, which means you can assess your level of understanding by assessing whether you can actually do each of these learning outcomes. Next, we move on to the learning materials area of the module. In the learning materials area, you'll find some lecture notes. You can click the lecture notes link to download the lecture notes, print them out so you can write on them while you're watching lectures, or you can simply preview them in a pane here. Also on the lecture materials page, you'll run into my YouTube lectures for each of the topics in the course. I've divided the chapter up into sections based on the sectioning of the chapters, and each of them is about 10 to 15 minutes long so that you don't have to listen to too much continuous stuff. And of course, you can sign up to my YouTube account and get the General College Biology 1 playlist so that you can watch lectures on the go anywhere you are on your mobile device. After you've watched the lectures and taken notes, it's time to engage in learning activities and assessments. This is where the Connect platform comes in. So I'm going to click back into the modules so that you can see the general structure again and review Bloom's taxonomy for us. We have our to-do list, our learning outcomes, the lecture materials that we've just reviewed, and then we have a smart book assignment, an exploration assignment, and a diagramming assignment. So that you understand how and why they're structured in this way, let me review with you Bloom's taxonomy. You may have seen this before, or you may not. Basically, these are different levels of cognition. And Bloom decided that we learn things first by remembering them, and then we can take those things that we've memorized or remembered and put them together so that we gain an understanding of what's going on. Our first assignment, the Smart Book assignment, is really targeted at the remember and understand level of cognition. And then we have a second assignment, which is an exploration assignment, where we're working in the apply and analyze here. So this is where we need to solve some problems or implement some solutions. We might work with case studies, or we may be organizing content into categories. These will happen in the exploration assignments. Exploration assignments are assignments that you can log into multiple times throughout the week, but they will be submitted as they are on their due date. So pay attention to when they're due, because they will submit automatically. Finally, at the top of the pyramid, we have create and evaluate. This is where the diagramming assignments come in. This is where we're going to diagram and construct images of biological processes that are annotated with snippets of information that help us remember what's going on. It's basically your visual representation of an entire chapter's worth of work. I do give you an outline to cue you into what should be in those diagrams, but they're largely a visual mind map for you to keep track of your information. And guess what? You get to use them during your exams. So let's take a look first at our SmartBook reading assignments. Once you click on the link, you'll be taken to the McGraw-Hill site. Content here again is organized by modules. Once you're in Connect, you can click on the modules and see each assignment listed in that module. First of all, we'll have the SmartBook reading assignment. We click on Begin, and you'll be taken into the SmartBook. This is where I recommend that you do the reading. There's also an ebook version of the text, but it's much less interactive. So once you enter the assignment, it tells you when the assignment is due, about how long it should take you to finish the 33 concepts. Now keep in mind, it's an adaptive learning platform. So the actual amount of time you spend in one of these learning activities is completely determined by how well you show mastery of these concepts. The platform's looking for you not only to answer the concept questions correctly, but be confident in your answers. So you could go and start with the reading, or you could go directly to the questions. Let's say you feel pretty good about how well you have mastered the concepts from watching lectures and taking notes. Then you might start directly with questions. But let's say you wanted to read. Here's one of the neat things about SmartBook. SmartBook is organized and highlighted according to the concepts that are most important for you to learn at this point in time. And the highlighting will change as you show mastery of concepts through reading the questions. Once you feel like you've read enough, you can go to the questions and you can answer questions, and you make progress by completing concepts. It's okay if you get questions wrong, because they will re-deliver those concepts to you in a different way. So you'll just get more questions on that concept until you demonstrate 100% of ownership of the concepts before the due date. If you do that, you get the total points that are associated with the assignment. So here we go with the first question. The study of blank is a point of convergence for the information and tools from all other natural sciences. Let's say biology. And I'm pretty sure that I know the answer to this one. Yes, I'm right. So we go to the next question. Now let's say I have absolutely no clue about a particular question that's being asked. That's when I can click here and go directly to where that concept's discussed in the e-book. As such, you can flip back and forwards between the questions without even actually reading the book page by page. That's one of the things that makes SmartBook such a novel approach to learning. After all, reading a biology text page by page by page will surely put you to sleep. The second assignment type we have are exploration assignments. Again, these assignments will take you above the remember and understand level of Bloom's taxonomy to the apply and analyze. So you often will not find answers to these questions in your textbook. You have to think a little bit beyond and perhaps do some outside research to figure things out. So in these assignments, you may get a number of different types of questions. And again, you can log in as many times as you like, and you can use ebook resources and references to help you figure out the answers. You can skip back and forth between the questions. You can preview them all, and you can come back and answer them all on another day. Or you can just answer a couple, do some research, come back and change your answers. The point is, it's another learning activity that's asking you to take things up a level with your cognition. The third level of scaffolding in each content module will be the diagramming assignment. Each diagramming assignment will provide you with an outline of what needs to go into each diagram. It's up to you how you arrange them on the page, and it may be a sequence of diagrams. And we'll discuss the format of this, and I'll give you some more examples specifically later on. But the main point is, it's taking you to that top level of the Bloom's pyramid, where we're creating our own mind map of the concepts that are most important in the chapter. Finally, if we go back to our modules, you'll see that each week there is some sort of lab assignment. In our first week, we'll be looking at the scientific method. And then at the end of each module, which range between 3 and 5 chapters, there will be an exam. The exams are open book and open notes, and you'll take them at home in your own time. However, the time is limited, so you have very little ability to actually look stuff up. That's where your diagrams are critical. So the better your diagrams, the better you contract on information, and the easier your progress will be in the exams. The exams are also Bloom's scaled. You'll each get a different experience in the exam, such that there will be a number of questions at the Bloom's remember and understand level, and then a number of questions at the apply and analyze level. This exam setup makes it so that you don't have to find any proctoring for your exams. Hopefully you found this orientation useful, and it's given you a great understanding of how the course is laid out and what is expected for each chapter and the rationale for each of the assignments under each chapter module.